And here we go. We are off with our first game of day 2 of the HNB rather, U18C Provincials. And it's les deux Aigles de Tracadie and de Dieppe. Dieppe started off their tournament tying with Tri-County 2-2 yesterday at the K. And Tracadie, now was a massive hill to climb. They lost 9-0 to Lancaster yesterday. And here we go. Here's Johnson throwing that out in front of us, Aigles rather. Moving his way into the corner, Nicolas Aigles. Looking behind the net, taken by Cool. Banked off the boards and over to Fournier. In his defensive zone, gets his stick lifted by Jolin. Now forced to go back to Ouellet. Ouellet just behind his cage. Takes a step and throws it over the stick of Cool. It now gets to Legacy, who is just fresh off the bench. Dieppe trying to move their way outside the zone. This one goes over Jean. Is shot in and caught up on the backhand by Ouellet. Ouellet shooting it up. Deflects on the stick of Legacy. Still goes back to defenseman Alex Leblanc. Quickly shooting that up. Back to Ouellet. Over of Les Tracadie-Aigles. Turning it over for Johnson, who puts it safely behind the net. Finds its way into the corner. Legacy. Around the ring line. Trying to shove it down by him is Babin. Babin across. Johnson waits and shoots. That one's denied by Sam Cormier. Attempting clear. Again, this one's blocked by Matt Jean. Behind the net, Ouellet gets a stick lifted. Legacy poking at it on the side of the net. Dieppe so far amounting with tons of pressure. It's Bulldoge. Almost giving it away before it's chopped out of the zone. Duguay. Back for it for Dieppe. Along in his blue line goes rink wide to Michael Leblanc. Puts it up, going back for it. Brideau hitting the brakes and finding it on his backhand. Brideau up for Jean. Jean on the left. Centering out to the middle. He had tried to get that one over to Leclerc. Leclerc go gets Daigle, giving him a big bump towards the end boards. Moving back with it, Ali Duguay. Sending it across, trying to get that to Sébastien Roy, just getting by defenseman Bulldoge. Tracadie with it in their own zone, rimming it along the boards. And that one sent out. That one had gone over for Boudreau. And then sent to Jean, who flips it high and into the zone. That one smacks off the glass. Tracadie with a shot. That one's blocked right in front by Dieppe and will be sent back to the Tracadie zone. Ouellet trying to bank that off the board. That one blocked by Johnson. He's going to have a shot. That one's deflected out in front by a stick. Believe that's William Jean getting the stick on it. And will go high and out of play. Face-off will go to the left of Sam Cormier, and I apologize for yesterday. It has been Sam Cormier in the net and not Jean-Marc Thibodeau. And he will get the start again today. Jean down his own end. It's turned over, now rimmed along the wall for Ouellet. Hey, to try to get it out here, Jalin. Whoa, with the shot. That one's blocked on its way there. Another chance, still loose out in front. Tracadie with it in the corner. Rimmed along the boards. This one will go to Fournier. Fournier making the safe move, trying to send it over for Cool with a bit of a stretch pass that deflects off his stick. It will go all the way down the ice. Still got 11:42 left in period one. Face off again. You're going to go to the left of Cormier. One by Tracadie and sent across. Tracadie getting it out, trying to send them over for Fournier. That one had just gone beneath his tape and banked off the boards. I tried to get that one or for Nicolas Hébert. Back in his own end, Matt Jean. Try to throw it up the wall to Fournier. This one goes in between a couple feet and now ends up with William Jean. Trying to send it over to Fournier, blocked in the line. Here's Cool, down for Fournier. Fournier trying to send it out in front and no one in a white jersey there. Cleared down, this one's not going to go for icing. That one's barely not touched by Brito. Brito moves away around his cage, trying to move that over for Fournier with a dangerous pass that just barely didn't get picked off. Cool. Rooming it around for Cormier. Cormier back for Dieppe. Tries to see Johnson rink wide. That one almost intercepted by Leclerc. He had just gone a stick on it. There's Fournier getting a hard collision right next to the Tracadie bench. And Tracadie again will be penalized first. Johnson trying to move down for Dieppe. Out in the corner, trying to stand that out in front. It's loose at the side of the net. And we are going to have our first penalty call of the game. And it's going to go against Lucas Fournier. So Dieppe will now have their first man advantage. Here's Leclerc stepping into the draw against Duguay. One cleanly by Tracadie, then go back the other way. Leclerc leaving that one off for Boudreau. Boudreau stepping in, stopping in the corner and trying to make a pivot. And that one taken away by Alex Leblanc. Yeah, now trying that again. Duguay clears it in. This one's covered by that man right there, Sam Cormier. And again, another face-off. We'll go to that exact same face-off circle. We have just over 10 to go in the period. There's a shot that just misses the net quickly off the draw. This one held in by Leblanc, trying to get past Boudreau, and Boudreau out-muscles him and will fire that down the length of the ice. Michael Leblanc now back for Dieppe, trying to throw that one over for Johnson out in the corner. Luca Johnson unable to handle it and is absolutely fired back down to the other end of the ice by Ouellet. Winding up for that, Alex Leblanc. Trying to deal with Boudreau back in his own end. Sending it across for Johnson on the right with a dangerous pass right to the middle. Luckily not picked off. Attempted shot here from Roy. It goes high in the air. Roy trying to send that out in front. Bit of a flip pass. Here's Daigle coming in for the blue line with a shot. Deflected off multiple twigs and somehow stays out of the net. There's another shot. Nets off. And a nice save made by Cormier in the net after it withstood about 5 deflections on its way to the net. And Tracadie quickly clearing it down. They've been successful on this penalty kill thus far. William Jean stepping in, going against Dagle behind the net of Dieppe. Rimmed around, Jalin going to pick it up about his own hash marks. Quickly look, take it slow and scan his options. He had tried to stretch Marcus Hébert. This one will deflect off his stick and go behind the net. That one will be no icing called. Dieppe now behind the net. Shot out in front from Roy, and that just misses the net. Power play time winding down. Moving in. Stepping to the right. Aigles with a shot, scores! And right about as the power play is going to expire, Marcus Aigles steps in for the Dieppe Aigles on his backhand. And that will give Dieppe a 1-0 lead. And that'll be on the man advantage. So at 8:38 of the first period, it's Marcus Aigles that gets Dieppe on the board first. Fournier quickly coming back the other way, just getting out of the box. He was in the box when they surrendered a shorthanded goal. William Jean had tried to put it down low, then deflects a pass that gets out to center and cleared right back in by Benoit. For Dieppe, here's Johnson picking that puck up around the red line, stepping in, waiting, drop pass. Over for Babin, and just couldn't get the shot. Here's William Jean trying to streak it with speed against Leblanc. Shot turned away by Allward easily. That's his first shot on goal of the game. Here's a wraparound attempt and a jam in by Cool. And I tried to look for the rebound. And is just unable in doing so. And we've seen this from Tracadie last game. If they had ever killed off a penalty, they were usually stronger after, regardless of if they had killed it off or not. After power plays, and after penalty kills, rather, they seem to be a stronger team. There's a quick icing, and we'll go all the way back down the ice. Face off to the right of Patrick Allward, the Dieppe goaltender. Ouellet trying to keep it in. It banked off a couple sticks. Here's Johnson and Legacy trying to work in on a 2-on-1. Legacy is outraced by Ouellet. Trying to pass it through the middle, trying to hit Jean. That went back to the Dieppe defense and will be cleared back in. Ouellet working across his blue line. Nice move, trying to juke around. Believe that's Johnson. Now he enters the zone. Babin trying to see Johnson. And again, it's clear. This one just misses the stick of Babin. So we'll see no icing called behind the net of Allward. Here's Daigle. Waits comes to a rest and tries to make a nice outlet pass to Johnson. That skipped off his stick. Basque to Boudreau. Boudreau stepping in along the left. Boudreau working his way around the net. Still with it on his forehand. Shoots, and it's off the side of the post. Still battling for the puck behind the net of Dieppe. Daigle taking a bit of a fall, but eventually gets it to Legacy. Shot back. Legacy again trying to work his way out. Legacy's going to have a third time, and this time he flips it down to the end of his Aigles de Tracadie. Boudreau find the puck up the left side, cutting to the middle. Boudreau looking for a pass, and put a backhand off the feet of Tristan Daigle of Dieppe, and it'll be shot back to the Tracadie end. Brideau trying to go D to D. Over for Buldage. Boudreau in the corner. Waiting, shooting, and that one's going to be blocked in by Johnson. Johnson stepping in, spinorama, backhander to the middle, and that one's intercepted by Jean, who had just recently come off the bench. Jean to Cool. Cool stepping in, passing over for Fournier, trying to get a shot off, and he was hooked on the way there. So it's going to be a hooking call against Dieppe Memramcook. And that's going to be Michael Leblanc that sees the box and just trying to get his stick and hinder him from shooting. Does get a penalty, but perhaps saved a goal in the process. Fournier streaking in with tons of speed. But here they go. They quickly started off the penalty kill. Going down to the Tracadie zone. Ouellet trying to see Fournier, lost it at his feet. Sebastien Roy stepping in and will put it behind the cage of Cormier. Ouellet taking time behind his net, trying to see Jean. That goes off his skate and flips high up in the air. Now has to go back down behind his net to regroup. Jean. Saucer pass goes cross ice to Cool. Cool trying to step in on Fournier. Drop pass. Fournier just inside the blue line. It is poke checked by Duguay, and it will go outside into neutral ice. Tracadie now offside. Not starting their penalty kill off so well. It's been 45 seconds. Cool. Going to try it again. Stepping in. Dropping for Fournier. Fournier cutting to the middle. Giving it off to Benoit in defense. He shoots, and it goes wide of the net. Behind the net, it comes to a rest. Fournier passing that one off for Benoit. Now intercepted by Roy, trying to see Duguay, and this one will be sent down for Cormier. Cormier behind the net, almost turning it over. Right there is Olivier Duguay, giving Sam Cormier in the net zero time to think. Cool. Into the middle, stepping for Jean. Jean walking in past one with a shot, denied by the shoulder of Allward. Fournier unable to handle it. Dieppe will now get outside the zone. One-on-one. Wallet. He's defending, I believe. That's Hébert with the shot that just misses the net. He's going to have another try, and it skipped over his stick on the bouncing puck. Hébert still with it in the Dieppe zone. In the Tracadie zone, rather. Marcus Hébert, the goal scorer, on his backhand. We've seen that before once tonight. Going, rimming around the wall. That'll go to the ringette line. And out comes Leclerc. He's poke checked, and Johnson shoots it back into the zone. Tracadie again regrouping, and that will be the end of their man advantage. Cormier putting it into the zone of Tracadie. Bourdage back skating and sees Leclerc up the left side. Leclerc moving to the middle, getting past Hébert. Leclerc stepping into the Dieppe zone, cutting to the middle, trying to split the D, and was bodied off and just out-muscled. It's loose out in front behind the net before it's rimmed around, going to the blue line. Cutting back, it's rimmed behind the net. It'll go into the corner. Trying to move it to the front of the net, still loose on the side of the net. Shot saved by Allward. Again, another save, still loose. They still whack at it. Allward's down. It'll be cleared out to the blue line. Another shot off the post. Again, Tracadie getting their minute of tons of pressure here in this first period. We can see here from the angle from the corner, Jean trying to put that out in front. And there's a backhand there. I believe that's Basque, who got it on Allward and then had another try. So it's Malik Basque, ever so close to getting Tracadie on the board. Here Fournier is behind the net, rimming that back around for Cool. Cool wraparound attempt. That one hit the side of the net. Dieppe now struggling to clear the zone. It's Leblanc finding his own zone. That one's just going to get by him. So it's cleared back behind the net for Leblanc. It's Tracadie now. Cool. Unable to outmuscle Leblanc. Making a pass to Babin. Babin stepping past Benoit. Miles Babin still with it with a shot. Saved and turned away by Cormier out on the net. Aigles de Tracadie now trying to clear the zone. That's quickly swooped in and taken away by Johnson. Off the boards for Babin. Flipped in on the backhand and will go behind the net of Cormier. That'll give a chance for both teams, especially Dieppe now to make some changes. Wallet with the high backhand flip for Brideau. Brideau off a man will go high and go up and out of play. Just over 2 minutes still. Only goal on the board if you're just tuning in was Marcus Hébert on the backhand on the man advantage earlier from Dieppe. Working in, Boudreau had his stick lifted by Duguay. Dieppe defends, trying to make a play. There's a backhand shot in. I believe that's Marcus Hébert, who had just tried to get one on net and was blocked near out in front. This one will go all the way down, covered by Cormier. And a quick whistle now at 1:50. Oh. A little bit of chirping and pushing and shoving. That amounts to nothing. Or Justin Bouldange is going to head to the box. So Dieppe will see themselves on another power play as we end this first period. And we've saw what they did earlier. Their only goal is on their only power play of the game. Dieppe is a team that you don't want to be short-handed to because they can spin circles around you. Tracadie quickly clearing. Boudreau met with Michael Leblanc back in the zone. That's Alex Leblanc, rather, throwing it to the opposite side. Going back, Brideau skating back, has a look, will smash it off the glass, and that goes all the way down the ice. Dieppe in their own zone, a stretch pass. Johnson, Lucas Johnson stepping in, pass to the middle. There's a shot that just doesn't get on net from Olivier Duguay. Roy, blue line. Pass across, Johnson. Johnson with a sharp angle shot, saved. Rebound sent up high, still loose and cleared out by Tracadie. Leblanc skating out of his own zone, met by Leclerc. Poke checked off, and now goes over to Leblanc. Trying to pass that one over across, over for a bow. Loose against the boards, Leclerc stepping in. Trying to go between the legs. He does go into the net. That was just out of his reach and a big collision behind the net. A close chance for Tracadie shorthand. We have a face-off going to the right of Allward. Stepping up and out is Daigle. Daigle still working in. Tristan Daigle to the middle with the shot and couldn't quite get it on net. It was just wide. I believe that Jolin that had the shot attempt. Here's a bow, waiting, shooting, trying to go to the top, to go into the top corner. The rebound, they score! And Dieppe will again score on the man advantage. Looked to have been a bit of controversy after the play. But the Eagles now taking a 2-0 lead. This one looks like it's going to be credited to Tristan Daigle on the power play. A shot from the bail, blocked by Daigle. He gets the rebound. Takes a little bit of a shove after. And regardless, they are now up 2-0 as we end this first period, going in the middle of the backhander that just goes through the blue paint. Cool. Now in his own zone. Had tried to send it off to his left for Jean. Jean stepping in, pushed, but still with it. Jean to the blue line. And a quick buzzer will end off our first period. It'll be a score of 2-0 in favor of Les Aigles de Dieppe. After a 3-minute break, we'll be back for period 2 of Dieppe and Tracadie on Maritime Stream Team. And here we go, quickly back at it to start off period 2. It's dropped in and won by Dieppe. Benoit tries to send it over to Fournier, shoving it back up against the boards. Cleared in the Tracadie zone. Wallet back to Aigles, battling with Fournier. Down Wallet has another whack at it. Aigles moving that out to the center, and no red jerseys there, so it's taken back by Tracadie. Fournier deflecting it into the zone. Allward will swack it across over to Leblanc. Taken back in by Tracadie. Cool trying to send that to the middle. Still loose. The shot. They score! Or at least like it looked like they did. It was right on the red line. It hits the post and is behind Allward. But it doesn't end up in the net. Excuse me, still 2-0 in favor of Dieppe. Wallet overskating it. Here's Legacy finding the puck in open ice. Trying to step in, falling down, and there's going to be a penalty for that. The shot, they score! On a delayed call where Legacy had been tripped up. It looks like that's Miles Babin that stepped into the zone and fired one directly past Cormier, giving a 3-0 lead. There's the original trip. Babin comes out of nowhere, surprises the defense, and lifts it by Cormier. He had gone a piece of it. So at 14-11, Babin gives Dieppe a 3-0 lead. Collision down in the corner. Loose puck. Everyone trying to dig at it before it's brought up by Dieppe. Skating with it, Johnson. Poked away, so he's going to have to try that again. He backhands that one into the zone. Shot out. Loose puck around the blue line. Kept in. Just not kept in, rather, by Legacy. Here's Leclerc. Gets stolen, but goes back to his defense. Brideau and out to the middle. No one went over for Jean. Dieppe trying to step back. Brideau. Over to Cormier. Trying to step in on Leclerc. They're offside. After a draw won by Dieppe, they go into their own zone. Brideau trying to pass that back. That one had just gone near the stick of Barnaby. Shot out by Dieppe, and this one will go for icing at 13:02 of period 2. Patrick Allward of Dieppe not having to do too much work so far. Has had more of a relaxing night. His offense and defense have been carrying the team, giving up very little defensive zone time. And when he's had to make saves, he's been sharp. Dieppe now clears the zone. Shot back in by Wallet. There's a save from Allward. That one had been an absolute wire. Passed out to center. Up with speed now. Duguay walking in. The shot is just over the net. Barnaby living that one off for Aigles. Aigles stepping in with a shot saved by Allward. Rebound taken loose. Another jam at it. And Mathis Aigles unsuccessful. Gets the first original shot. And trying to rebound. And Allward is just all over him. So 3-0 Dieppe with 12.5 left. Here comes Aigles up with speed. Defending him is Benoit. The shot saved by the glove of Cormier. Tracadie leaving their zone. Cleared it by Aigles. This one will just not go for icing. Jean beating it out. Along the boards. Wallet with a shot that was wired over the net. Dieppe now quickly leaving their zone. And a good play from William Jean there on that delayed icing. Skating up in time to not only cancel out the icing, but also get a chance on net. Passing it over to his D-man, Wallet. Roy up against the boards. Blue line, Comier. Moving it down past Fournier and trying to get that to Ibal. Benoit. Backhander trying to get that to Wallet in his legacy. Being angled out and into the board. Jean stepping in. Moves a backhander in the middle for Fournier. Fournier for Cool. Trying to stay on side. They just barely do. Fournier, what a play. The shot is wide of the net. Skating back for it is Jean. Kept in but quickly shot out by Dieppe. Babin. Out just near the red line. Clearing it into the zone of Tracadie. Wallet. Behind his net. Shooting up. This one goes over the stick of Cool. Back for Captain Aigles. Comier. Pass to the middle. That one off the skate of William Jean and into the Tracadie zone. Wallet up with Johnson. Johnson victorious in the battle. Moves past Jean. Johnson still with it. Goes to his D-man. Leblanc waiting. Shooting wide of the net. Babin had tried to get a deflection on that. Leblanc shot on net. Deflected by Babin wide of the net. Brideau moved across the boards. Leblanc back into the zone. Brideau back behind his own cage. Lays a no-look backhander along the wall for Jean. Jean trying to stretch Cool, and this one goes way over his head. And will go down for icing with just over 10 and a half. Still left to go in period 2. A very good start to the game so far for Dieppe, applying tons of pressure and not letting this Tracadie team do anything with the puck once they get it. Here's Leclerc. Back checking hard is Duguay. Getting a stick into his waist. Leclerc still with it down in the offensive zone. In the far corner, a stretch pass, a saucer pass attempt that had skipped over the stick of Duguay and will now go down for icing. And our next game here on the channel, it's going to start at 12 o'clock. Our second game of the day, it's going to be Tri-County versus Lancaster. Tri-County has tied this very same Eagles team. Lancaster has beaten this Tracadie team 9-0 to start their tournament off with a big blowout yesterday. And both teams looking to get their third point of the tournament. Yep, with a tie against Tri-County. And Lancaster, they're 1-0. Comier with the shot, redirected and never got to the net. And here the pass, Leclerc might be all alone. And here's Leclerc stepping in on Allward. Leclerc to his backhand, scores! And it's Leclerc that finds himself on a breakaway. Malik Leclerc stepping in, had faked Allward going to the forehand, cut to the backhand last second and slid it by him. And that makes it 3-1. For that last Dieppe goal, it's Babin from Legacy on the delayed penalty. We'll see. So it's going to be Leclerc with the goal. It was a beautiful pass. Couldn't tell who made it. There's a shot out in front from Roy that had just missed the cage. And Aigles at the blue line. We have some rough stuff behind the net. We'll see the full penalty call as this may just even out. We'll see. It's Marcus Hebert for the Eagles and the goal scorer Leclerc for Tracadie. And it looks like this will just even out. 9-2-3 remaining here in period 2. And after this, we'll get a break for a flood. Then be back for the third period. Fournier up against the boards for Cool. Cool trying to step in. He was quickly upended and got the puck stolen from him. There's a shot on Cormier. Glove down and to leave it behind for Ouellet. And around the corner, here's Cool. Waits and throws the puck right over center. That's blocked and intercepted. Here's a shot from Johnson that misses net. The rebound right out in front. Pad save. Rebound is still loose. Working to the blue line. Here's a shot from Leblanc that never gets through. And had been blocked by the stick of, I believe, Fournier. Loose out in front, trying to get that one over for Babin. Back in the front, Babin with another deflection. Here's Johnson waiting. Sharp angle shot and another save made by Cormier, making about 3 saves in the span of about 5 seconds. And that last Tracadie goal is going to be from Malik Leclerc. And the assist is Justin Boldage with a great stretch pass to send his teammate on a breakaway. Back for Dieppe. Cormier sent across. Stepping in with it. Duguay with a toe drag and a shot. And another save made by Sam Cormier. Tracadie now exit their zone. Working up his Aigles. Getting a little slash from Duguay. Working back Daigle. Turnaround backhander. It's Roy trying to get it off the boards, and he was blocked by defenseman Boldage. Fournier. That's Jean rather stepping in with a shot on Allward that he rejected. Dieppe now with time in their own zone. It's Roy trying to go up and see Duguay. Roy now getting successfully up for Duguay. Trying to send that across. And Matt Jean, displaying some great defense, is able to upend the play. Now with the pucks under Jean. Puck moves to the middle. Blue line. Cormier with the shot. Redirected by defenseman Brideau and just wide of the net. Cormier in the net. Not ready for a deflection at all. Daigle back in his own end. Skating up. Puck's loose, and here he still goes. Tristan Daigle in with it, slap shot, and I've been blocked by Brideau. What a howitzer that just missed the net. Jolin Roy up against the boards. Back for Tracadie. Brideau pass to the middle. In the skates of, believe that Jean that still comes in with a shot that's saved by and just doesn't finish with a shot. Allward is a pretty big man. He takes up a lot of the net, and especially very agile when he moves, so it's hard to get pucks past this guy. Dieppe blocks it at the blue line. That was Alex Leblanc, then shot in by Roy. Ouellet remain across the dasher. This one almost kept in by Michael Leblanc. Will now go out in the center ice. Moving back with it, Aigles with a drop pass. Moving to the middle, trying to get a shot off is Aigles shooting to the side of the net. Marcus Hebert ever so close to getting his second. Marcus Hebert in the corner with pressure from Brideau and William Jean. Jean around the boards. This one to be kept in by Roy with pressure from Barnaby. Roy moving to the middle on his backhand. Still with it, barely with a shot on, and a save made by Cormier. Barnaby with the puck now in her own zone. Trying to move it to the blue line. That went in the feet of Leblanc. Moving back with it, William Jean. Dieppe getting one change off it, sent to the middle. Bouncing puck, unable to be caught by William Jean. Daigle stepping in, gonna wind one up again for a drive. Scores! And what a shot from Tristan Daigle. The captain had stepped in, trying it for the second time. Walked in, absolutely collapsed one, and that one goes bar down. Aigles finds it at center, and right away he knows what he's about to do. He walks in, winds one up, and goes right next to the helmet of Cormier in the net. There's zero chance at stopping that one, especially with the velocity it had behind it. So at 6:05, Tristan Daigle scores Dieppe's 4th goal. Moving back within his own zone, Bulldogs turning it over. There's a shot just wide. Rebound, Legacy had tried to get a stick on it. Meanwhile, Cummey in the net had lost his balance, and this will be iced down by Tracadie. Less than 5 to go. Face-off back in the Tracadie end. They've had a lot of defensive zone draws, but luckily here they win it and do it out to center. It's Fournier pushing that one up for Cool, and he's offside. And we'll try it again just outside the blue line. Fournier stepping in. The shot is just wide. The rebound again sent behind the net. Another try right in front. Fournier trying to pounce on it. Was right out in front of the blue paint. And Allward dives to cover it. Cool. In his offensive corner to the blue line. Winding up for a slap shot. Believe that's Bulldogs. Now Dieppe may have an on-man rush the other way. A 2-on-1 with Johnson. And he misplays. And then passes out to Babin, who he's denied by Brideau. Babin again still trying to put out to the center. Loose puck. Brideau waxed over into the corner. It's Jean throwing it up the wall. This one just going to get out. Dangle. Across. Cormier. Jonathan Cormier giving it away. Here's Fournier working his way into the zone. Fournier waits. Puts it behind the net. With it and falling is Boudreau. Cormier trying to pounce on him there. And he gets the puck and it's turned over. Going to the opposite side. Duguay waiting. Dropping it. Moving his way to the middle. Johnson. The shot is just over the net. He had scored one similar like that yesterday. Cormier. Shot in trying to get to Sébastien Roy. Battling it with Brideau along the wall. Right in the corner. Refs demanding the players to move it. Going back is Tracadie. Look now. The goal scorer so far for Tracadie. Going up with Roy. Lifting each other's sticks. They are now behind the net. Working their way into the corner. And that was a dangerous chance. It's flipped back into the corner. Cormier. Waiting, trying to shoot it out. It does get out to center. And shot right back in by Matt Jean. Leblanc. Waits in the zone of Dieppe. A stretch pass. He now is just barely going to not hit Roy. It's shot back by Wallet. Keeping it in, Michael Leblanc. Battling for a puck along the wall with Lambert. Sébastien Roy trying to get by Boudreau. Sent to the middle. Turning around and making a nice dangle is Jiggy. But this will be cleared down the ice. And we'll go for an icing. With just over 3 minutes a game that has so far been dominated by Dieppe. They're going to have the face-off in the middle. Not actually icing, may have been tipped on the way there. Back off the draw, cleared in by Dieppe. This will go behind the net of Cormier, waiting for it. Wallet being hounded quickly, now giving over the puck. Behind the net, Ibal with Ibal. They tag team and it'll go to the point for Leblanc. Chopped down by Nicolas Ibal. That'll go for a high stick at just over 3 minutes of period 2. Recapping the goals in the second period so far, the latest it was Tristan Dangle, and then Tracadie had made it 3-1. That one was from Leclerc just a bit earlier on a breakaway. And Miles Babin had started the scoring off in the second. There's a shot on Allward that's rejected. Faceoff will go into the corner. Around the net, Tracadie still with it. Gonna trip a man from Dieppe up. And we're gonna see another Dieppe man advantage coming up once it's touched up here by Boldage. Allward is close to getting to his bench. And it's William Jean. That's gonna head to a boxer, I believe a trip. Unsure of if we had got it. On our corner cam. Lejean turns it over here and accidentally sends his man down to the ice. At 2:39, Dieppe will see their third power play of the game. They are 2 for 2 so far and hope to continue. With William Jean, he's going to have 2 for a trip. Legacy battling with Cool. Down deep in his zone, he's around the blue line. It's freed almost for Fournier, but taken away by Leblanc. Michael Leblanc. Now going to see Babin. Has a goal in this one. Babin stepping in, curling around. They're going to try to set it up. Babin, Leblanc with the drive. Blocked by Brideau. Brideau trying to clear. That one will go through the legs of Leblanc. Skating back up with it is Cool. Cool battling for the loose puck. Trying to cut to the net. Cool behind the net of Leblanc. Taken away by Dieppe. Eric Johnson almost overskating it. Gets it back, then goes over the red line. Makes his way to the offensive zone against Ouellet. Eric Johnson skating right by him. The shot, trying to go through the 5-hole, and he did, and just didn't go in the net. Had beat his 5-hole, but not the post. Cool and Johnson. Both don't get it. Now it's Babin at the blue line. Passing it by Cool for Johnson. Eric Johnson waits, tries to go back door, goes up against the pad. Here's another try. Legacy with a shot that just misses the net, and a massive collision. It's Fournier running over Legacy. And Eric Johnson not happy about it. So Fournier showing a bit of frustration. And it looks like Dieppe may be getting it unsportsmanlike. That's Miles Babin. So Miles Babin now goes in the box run sportsmanlike. So these might even out. But Legacy just tries a backhander, not whacking at the goalie at all. That's just an intended body check. And we have an Eagle from Tracadie that had gone to the box, or to the locker room rather, unsure of who exactly it was. There's a shot to the net off the pad of Commier. There was Roy digging for it. Of Sebastien Roy, it's in his feet, cutting to the middle. Johnson trying to get a shot off. Taken loose, and now Daigle cuts back towards the blue line. Sends a cross-ice pass. It'll bank off the boards for Duguay. Duguay behind the net, trying to get that one for Roy. Taken away by Johnson, moved back for Ouellet. Ouellet will rim it across the wall, and it'll get out of the zone as Dieppe's power play time will now expire. Loose out in the middle, couple seconds left. Couple Tracadie players almost colliding with each other. Jean, pass to the middle. Roy skating in. Sebastien Roy, 30 seconds left, had been cutting in and was poked away by William Jean. Caught by Johnson at the blue line. Behind the net, this one's out of the reach of water. We'll get to Ouellet. Cleared back. Commier of Dieppe. Shot out, and this will hit the protective netting. And we'll have a stoppage of play with 7 and some to go in the second period. We'll be back 10 minutes after the flood for third period action of Dieppe and Tracadie. So it has been a very intense second period. Physicality intensifying, cleared in by Ouellet here as they end the period and make our score Dieppe 4, Tracadie 1. Those goals from Marcus Hebert, Nicolas Hebert, Miles Babin, and Tristan Daigle. And for Tracadie, it's Malik Leclerc. And we'll see you back in 10 minutes' time for third period action of Tracadie and Dieppe. after a couple technical difficulties during that, Malachy McGivery I went top shelf for Lancaster, and Lancaster is now up 3-0 despite what our scoreboard shows. And there's a shot on Thibodeau. He sticks it away with ease. Wallet going around. Boudreau. And here we go, the start of period 3. It's quickly brought back by Tracadie. Wallet goes cross ice and then stretches it up for Jean. Jean stepping in, was poke checked off. It's flipped over for Johnson of Dieppe. Duguay over the blue line, waits and shoots, scores! It's Olivier Duguay walking into the line, making no hesitation, and fires it over the blocker side of Cormier. And that did not take long to make it 5-1. Dieppe just 21 seconds into the period. William Jean stepping back for Tracadie. Curling back in the corner, waiting, looking out in front and trying to see Leclerc. He has Tracadie's only goal so far, had tried to make it 2. Dieppe stepping in, it's whacked away by Cormier in the net. Loose out in front of the backhand. That one's seared away. Still with it behind the net. Gets caught on the feet of the officials. Here's Duguay. Loose in the corner, going behind the net. Working his trying to jam it in the side of the net. It's flipped high and above it. It almost goes over the netting. That one's going to go to Olivier Duguay, and the assist is going to be to number 19, Luca Johnson. Still in the corner, Wallet along the line, and then sent back down into that same corner. Ibao battling loose for it. Still behind the net, body's going flying, it's poked out in front, and it's taken and stolen by Bourdage. He quickly clears it out. Tristan Daigle back for Jolin Roy. Wallet's getting back in the zone and before putting a backhand almost right to the tape of Nicolas Hébert. Working in his Boudreau, but he's offside. It's sent back in the Tracadie zone in that corner, but off icing it'll be against Dieppe. So face-off is going to go back into their defensive zone. Face-off tied up and then taken away by Dieppe. Is Jolin Roy. That's out of his reach. It's Wallet clearing it back down in the Dieppe zone. Jonathan Cormier in the far corner. There's a saucer pass right to the tape of Jolin Roy. Roy stepping in, curling back, waits at the blue line. Goes down low, then tries to get it back. That one intercepted by Cool. Jonathan Cormier put back into the defensive zone. Waiting at Wallet that tries to go cross ice. Tracadie back within their own end. There's a pass intended for Leclerc, taken away by Abel. Loose in the middle, Jolin winding up with a slap shot. That's turned away by the pad of Cormier. Sent back in by Abel. Wallet rimming it around the corner. Daigle waits, shoots. That one's blocked and ends up its way behind the net. Marcus Hébert waiting, loose at the side of the net, trying to throw that out towards the blue line. It bounced off Leclerc and went to Johnson. To the blue line, Daigle. Back down for Johnson. Johnson moving around behind the net, leaving that one off for Hébert. Hébert waiting, shooting. That one's just over the net and just gets over the crossbar. Here's William Jean. It's a rolling puck, skating up for it. In a stick battle, William Jean does win, but only gets it behind the net. Shove given on Eric Johnson. Marcus Hébert. Pass in the middle behind Eric Johnson. Sent back up by Dieppe, and this one will go for icing here at 11:57 of our third period. Face off not done up properly. Babin's going to get kicked out of the draw, it looks like. Face off won by Tracadie. Won it with a shot, and that's saved by Allward. There's another shot turned away by Allward. There's Fournier. Looked like he had gone tripped up and shot along the wall. This one looks again to be going for icing against Dieppe. Still a lot of time to go in period 3. Tracadie down by a goal differential of 4. Boudreau had gone to the hash marks, now up to the line. Taken away by Dieppe. There's a pass in the middle. Johnson trying to turn, and then he finds Brido. Johnson to the middle, the shot. They score! It's Miles Babin getting the perfect pass feed from Eric Johnson. And Miles Babin will get his second goal of the game. Johnson does a great job of shoving off Brido and then lays a perfect pass to Babin, who finishes. Making it 6-1 in favor of Dieppe here in the first couple minutes of the third period. Comey waiting, trying a pass, takes a weird hop off a Tracadie player and goes over to Daigles, to Duguay. Duguay still with it in center. Moving in, lays a nice pass, shot on Comey. He easily rejects that and swipes it off to the side. Comey at the blue line. Put down Fournier, trying to go back up and outside the zone. Taken by Duguay. Pass over for Roy. Roy to the blue line, waiting. There's another shot. It's redirected and turned away still by Sam Comey. Cleared up by Tracadie. This one's not going to go for an icing. Behind the net, still with it is Comey. Turning and spinning and firing where he just came from. Daigles and Jean in a foot race. They pin each other up and the puck eventually comes free. This one will just get outside the zone for Duguay. Shot back in by Wallet, and this will be icing. Face off right next to our corner camera. There's a quick shot on net. That's saved by Cormier. We'll try that again. One by Dieppe. There's a shot that's saved from Jolin Roy. Roy again to the corner. Pass out in front from Roy. Tried to hit a bear. Blue line, waiting. The shot from Alex Leblanc, deflected, it scores! Unsure exactly who that was deflected by, but there's a shot from the point from Alex Leblanc, and it gets tipped somewhere along the way, maybe by a Tracadie player, and finds its way into the net. It's now 7-1 in favor of Dieppe as we get down to the last 10 minutes of the game. Jolin Roy stepping in and couldn't quite get a shot off. He now finds his way into the corner. Roy waiting, going behind the net. Hébert looking at in front of the shot. Another chance, and they both get turned away from Cormier in the net. And kept in by LeBlanc at the blue line. He got the assist on the shot attempt. Then a pass out in front, looking to go around the net was Marcus Hébert. Now Tracadie going back the other way before he's stumped by Michael Leblanc at the blue line. Trying to step by, cool. Leblanc out in the corner, the sharp angle shot. He's turned away, and that will be the end. And a bit of pushing with Michael Leblanc right on the corner. There's Leclerc. Leblanc another shot. Now there's two Tracadie players. Now they're both going to go to the box, Leclerc and Leblanc. So here's the initial chance that had happened a little bit ago. And no penalties on the board. These will even up. And for the remainder of the game, we'll be off to straight time. A difference of 6 goals in the third period. Off the draw, it's taken out by Tracadie, and they'll move out to center. Jean. Moving out, trying to get past Aigles. He does, around the net, wrap around, saved by Allward, still loose. And another chance, and here we go. Wallet giving a bit of a shove. After the defensive zone draws, Legacy though is trying to get that out for Dieppe. Shot back in by Matt Jean. Clear back into the Tracadie end for Wallet. Clear along the boards. William Jean stepping in. He's tripped up. A minute and a half still to go on the Tristan Daigle tripping call. It's quickly iced down by Dieppe. Moving around the net was Duguay before being stripped of the puck by Bourdage. Trying to send that one up to Fournier. Fournier now exiting the zone. Pass through center, sends it cross ice for Cool. Cool walking down the ringette line. Trying to go down for Fournier. He's met by Cormier of Dieppe. Cormier sent down, now a loose puck. There's Cool and Leblanc thrown it in front. It's loose in the crease between a couple feet and will be sent to the far boards. An attempted clear blocked by Fournier. Second attempt will succeed, and it will go down over to Cormier, and he shoots it out of play. That's going to end the power play earlier than it could have. So now it's 5-on-5 as Dieppe is now in Tracadie zone. Hébert trying to cut to the middle. He does. Mockers Hébert, and he's poked away by Benoit. Back down to the Dieppe end. Dieppe is voluntarily playing shorthanded right now. It's 5-on-4. They don't have a penalty on the board. Moving back is Boudreau. Going back towards the net. They now have 5 on the ice. They shoot it all the way down, and that'll be an icing. Track the offensive zone. Draw one by Willett. He's going to have a shot, and that one missed the net wide right. Dieppe with it back in their own zone, trying to pass that through center. Here's Marcus Hébert stepping in, trying to cut to the middle. He was poked away, then goes back to the defense. Moving in towards the net, Jalais being pressured by Barnaby. Blue line, Aigles. Trying to go back off the wall for Roy. Jalais behind the net. It's loose out in the front, right in the slot. Here's the rebound, the shot, they score. And it was ever so close to being covered right out in front of the net, but it's just loose back door. And in straight time, les Aigles de Dieppe are going to make it 8-1 as we get down to these last 2.5. Shot in by Tracadie, by Brideau. Aigles behind his net. He scored a howitzer of a slap shot earlier, going bar down. Being pressured from Matt Jean. Going into the zone, rimmed around the boards. Jalais waiting in the corner, going up towards the hash marks, cutting back down and moving back the other way. Leaving it off, getting it back. Jalais behind the net. Multiple players go falling like dominoes. And it will be cleared out of the zone by Tracadie. William Jean stepping in the shot on Allward, and he'll make the save with ease. Face-off win by Leclerc. No one there to pick it up, so it's now Duguay that goes back the other way. Here's Leblanc and Johnson. Johnson with a shot turned away by Cormier. Michael Leblanc playing some offense out in the corner. Goes speeding by against Fournier. Behind the net, here's Brideau. Around the boards, it's deflected by Johnson. Hits the linesman, so it is outside the zone. Brought back up by Leclerc as we get to the last minute. Alexis Leclerc stepping in. It goes behind the net. Leblanc, pass out, taken back in. Here's a shot from Leclerc that doesn't make the net. That one's blocked by, I believe, that was Leblanc in front. Delayed icing call. This one's going to go directly on Cormier. Now Brideau ramming it around the boards. It'll go all the way back to the Dieppe end, taking a couple weird hops on the way. Cormier against the boards. Babin waits, throws it out for Legacy. Legacy walks in, tries a shot, and that one just didn't get through. 30 seconds left. Here's Babin. He shoots off the blocker of Sam Cormier. Shot loose off the skates of Legacy, taken by Fournier. He goes back around his own end, around the boards. Blocked in by Eric Johnson. Johnson steps in. He was pickpocketed by Brideau. Up to Jean. Jean stepping in. He shoots, and that one's blocked by Aigles. Fournier, opposite corner, back of in front. Another shot from Jean. Another block from Aigles. Aigles clears it all the way down, and we'll get to the end of the game and make your final score from the Byron Dobson Arena in Riverview. It's going to be Dieppe 8, Tracadie 1. Our next game Coming up right after this, Tri-County and Lancaster. Both trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. And there's Dieppe, our victorious team, scoring 8 and outscoring their opponents. They win 8-1. We appreciate the viewership on MST, Maritime Stream Team, broadcasting every game live on our channel of the Hockey New Brunswick U18C Provincials.